Hello everyone, it's Ken Fanger, President of On Technology Partners, and this is Walk to Business in this cold and chilly November. So this week I kind of wanted to talk to you about persistence, fear, and challenge. So as you can imagine, this is one of the first snow days. First time we've had real accumulation. Yay, snow! And when it comes to running, I've never really run in this. I've never had to deal with deep snow. I've never had to deal with ice. So this has been a new and challenging journey. I had to figure out how to make turns, which you wouldn't think would be that big until you take a turn on ice while you're running. My speed went down. My feeling of failure went up, but I stayed and made it through. So I want you to think about that when you're facing these business challenges. And something else I've noticed is about a quarter mile in is when I seem to have the hardest time. When I feel like, okay, maybe I'll just give up this day. Maybe I'll just give up this time. And then I keep going. And before you know it, I'm all of a sudden getting close to the end. And then another hit comes. That doubt, am I going to make the last quarter mile, half mile, eighth of a mile? Am I going to be able to do it? And I notice this happens in business. And I say this because, as you all know, we are going for our CMMC certification, and we filed our paperwork yesterday. So now we wait for the assessors to tell us what questions they have, what interviews, and then ultimately if we pass. And even though I know we've been working with other assessors to make sure we've asked the right questions and we put the right documents in, I still get that sense of, oh my gosh, is this going to be wrong? What could I have done better? And that is natural. That happens. And that's why it's so important to remember to keep pushing through. Go past the ice, go past the cold water, go past the snow, and keep moving forward. Even if you slow down a little bit. Even if it does take you 2 years to make sure that everything is right and you manage all the changes. If any of you have done CMMC or are doing CMMC, you know that there's a lot to it. It has changed a lot in the last 2 years. And you went from, oh, that makes sense, to what are they doing? To, oh, okay, I guess that's working. So as you go, remember resilience and persistence. And let me tell you something, and I'm going to give a shout out to two people here. One of them is Chris Gay, my coach. He has absolutely been phenomenal in making me do the hard thinking. He's been phenomenal in reminding me that it's not an easy journey. In fact, you should plan it being a hard journey. You have to be willing to do the hard things. You have to be willing to fight your way through. And then the other one is Regina Oblinsky. She is a good friend of mine, also a coach, but she keeps reminding me that things have to change. And even though change is very hard, we'd all love to be in the same place at the same time and do the same thing. Actually, I really don't like that. I'd rather have change after a while, but change is scary. You don't know what it means. You can't always succeed. I remember in the book Mindset, there's a story of a lawyer who fought for 7 years and then lost. And you think, oh my gosh, that's 7 years of your life. But he said it was about the struggle. It's about continuing to fight. You're going to lose sometimes. You're going to fail at some things. That's okay. If you never fail, it means you never really tried. And so when you're out there and you're thinking, can I make this next choice? Can I do this next step? Can I be this next person? Do not let yourself stop. Even if it feels terrifying, keep pushing forward. Keep moving. And I'll give you this one advice. It was the best advice I ever did. When you look for a coach, find a coach that thinks different from you. Chris is very much an aggressive D-type person. I tend to more think about other people as my journey. The thing is, I need somebody to tell me, hey Ken, you're overthinking that. You're trying too hard to appease everyone. You're trying to make everybody right. And that's not a good thing. But to me, that's like, I think I should do that. That's what's important. So when you're out there and you're finding the people to be allies, make sure they're just not telling you what you want to hear. Make sure they're making you think beyond your box. Make sure they're pushing past you to get to your real self. And remember, the person you are today is not the person you need to be tomorrow. So look at what you have to change to be successful and start to make that change. Again, my name is Ken Fanger, freezing my little butt off here in Ohio. And I want to thank you all for walking with me on this Walk to Business Day. And I will talk to you in December.